What's up guys, today I'm gonna do a special tutorial that will have two tutorials in one video explaining you guys how to English patch Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix with Japanese voiceovers. Basically what I'm saying is how to actually play an undubbed version of the game and patch it properly. Alright, so the first thing we're going to look at is this website here. It's going to be kind of hard to read because of the text, but I'll be a little translator. So the first link or the first section of this here is your Japanese text, Japanese voice ISO. Now this will be very important to have to download because you will need this for the English patch. Or you could just play it the way it is if you don't really care much of the English text. So this is already Japanese voice patched. All both of these ISOs already have the Japanese voices all on them. This is just a full Japanese version of the game. Okay, so Japanese text and you have your Japanese audio. The second link has the French text and Japanese voice ISO. So this ISO is pretty much for those that know French or are French, and yeah, this is pretty much your ISO here. So unless you know French, then this is the ISO to go to. Alright, and then your third link here is the English text, Japanese voices. This is a patch. This isn't an ISO. This is just patch files for you to use to patch the game. And as you can see, it says download the full Japanese ISO to apply on it. So you're going to need this ISO here, which is the first link, to use this patch. Alright, so download both of these files. The ISO should be in Mega Cloud, so it's about 2.85 gigabytes. So you're going to need somewhat of a good internet connection, or just use a program called JDownloader or Internet Download Manager to get this file downloaded. Alright, and your patch files will be in Google Drive, and all you have to do here is click File and then click Download. It'll download all of this in one RAR package for you to extract. Alright, so that's pretty much it. That's all you need to get from this website. You can download I think this is a PCXX2 memory card save file. You can actually download this. Yeah, that's a PS2 save data. You can download. That's optional if you want to get that. I think it's like 100% completion, I believe. I'm not. Yeah, it's 100% complete save data. Okay, so up here, this also confirms that it works on the emulator. So for those people that's going to ask me, does this work on the emulator? Yes, it does. It works in the emulator, and it will work on the PS2. But there are a couple of steps you have to go through in order for it to work on PS2, because it won't work on the PS2 after you patch this. Alright, but I will explain that. That'll be the second tutorial of this video. So before we get to the main tutorial, I want to just give my credit and thanks to this guy here, SoraikoSan. He is the guy that is responsible of having this undubbed version of the game possible. Alright, so next on to the tutorial, I'm gonna go down, and once you download those two files, the ISO and the patch, you should get them like this in RAW format. So I'm gonna go ahead and extract both of them, the ones you should have right now. So I'm gonna extract them in a separate folder. This will take a while. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. And it is done. Alright, so that is done. So now you should have these two folders here. Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix Japanese ISO, and then you have your Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix English text patch for Japanese voice cast ISO. So you got, yeah, these two folders should be available on your computer now. The first step of this will be going into your ISO folder, where your ISO is at. You want to rename it exactly the way I have it here, guys. Exactly the way I have it. KH2FM. Alright? That's exactly the way it should be. So I'm gonna, there you go. Hope that's big enough for you guys. There you have it. It should be exactly like this. KH2FM. Alright? Do not, I repeat, do not put .ISO. Because if you do that, the patcher will not recognize the ISO file. I had this problem and it gave me a headache. But I figured out what it was, and it was this freaking .ISO thing at the end that I put up there that was unnecessary. So I'll give you a demonstration why you shouldn't do it. So I'm going to move this over to the patch folder and just paste it here. And now I'm going to open up, or I'm going to click apply patch, double click it. And then you have all this great information about you know, what the fixes are. The English patch version was made by Xeeynamo. Version 5 was the latest one he made back in 2011, I believe. Yeah, it just basically explains about the tool and stuff. But down here at the bottom, I'm going to press enter, and you'll get this error message: failed to open file, could not find Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. And the reason why it says that, guys, is because of this .ISO here that I put in the name. So it should be KH2FM. That's it. Don't put the .ISO in there or it won't work. So I'll get it out of there. Now, so click on apply patch again, double click, and then press enter, and it should work. And when it, at the same time, when it's doing all of that, it creates a whole new ISO, KH2FM.new. This will be your UnDub Kingdom Hearts 2 ISO, the Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix ISO. So when it's done, you just press enter to exit, and voila, there you go. You have yourself an UnDub version of the game. Now, with all the celebration of happiness of joy, you can go ahead and play this on your emulation or your emulator PCXX2. However, if you are planning to play this on a PS2 system or console, which has to be soft modded in some way or fashion to do this, you need to take an extra step. Now, the reason why is because it's not going to work if you use Swap Magic or if you use Free McBoot. It won't work, and I'll show you exactly why it won't. So I'll go back. Now this is why you need the ESR Disc Patcher. People that are going to use for their soft modded memory cards like I do. So here's how I figured out why it didn't work on the PS2. I'm going to click patch, and then I'm going to find the ISO I just created, which is KH2FM.new, and I get this error message: no UDF descriptor. Now, why I'm getting this? It's because it does not have a UDF in the ISO file. That means the PS2 won't be able to read the ISO because it does not have this. So that's why it won't work. The lasers cannot scan the UDF on the ISO. So in order to get this to work on the PS2, we're gonna have to rebuild the ISO with the UDF being enabled. Alright, so I'm gonna minimize the ESR Disc Patcher, and you're going to need to download Ultra ISO. And you're going to have to get a full Ultra ISO, not Trial, because Trial will not let you create any file over 300 megabytes. So do the math. Most PS2 games are about 3 to 4 gigs. So Google is your friend. You know, I'm not gonna share links to piracy, but to make it all easy for you, just type in the word crack and bam, you'll have yourself a full Ultra ISO software. So, okay, so once you got your Ultra ISO downloaded, I'm sure you guys are smart enough to know how to get a full version of it. It's pretty simple. Load that sucker up. Click on File. This will be your first step. And then you just open up Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix.new, which is your UnDub version that you just created. And you'll see all this stuff here. See if I can make this bigger for you guys. Alright, you see all this stuff here, these files. Don't worry about them because you're not going to mess with them. The next step is click File, Properties, and you should see 4.37 gigabyte. You should see this on the media drop down box. Alright, just leave it there because it's supposed to be like that. Now on here, you see UDF. It's not checked. That means the ISO didn't have a UDF in the begin with. So we're going to check UDF so it will have it when we make a new ISO. Now set as default, click that. Then the next step will be save as. And you just name it whatever you want to name it. I'm going to name it KH2FM UnDub. And just click save. And it will create a whole new ISO with the UDF intact for you to be able to play it on the PS2 and for the ESR to patch it. So you can X out of Ultra ISO, bring back ESR Disc Patcher, click patch, and then click on your new ISO, which would be the UnDub you got from the Ultra ISO. Bam! Patch, process finished successfully. Now I can play this on the PS2 with my ESR, or I could use Swap Magic. So it's now bootable on the console, and you can still play it on emulator as well. Alright, so that's pretty much it. 2 simple tutorials, very easy. You should have no problem patching this game at all. Compared to Xeeynamo's program, it was giving a lot of people trouble. I made a tutorial back in 2011 and everybody was having a lot of issues, but this one should be very, very simple. It has Japanese voices now with English text, so if you're a big fan of the UnDub RPG world, then this is a must have for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I'll show 2 cutscenes and 2 gameplays on the PS2 console. Alright, what's up everybody? We are on the PS2 side, and I know I didn't discuss about the DVD burning part. It is freaking 2014, guys. We should know how to burn a DVD by now, but for some reason, if you don't know how to do that, I have a description and link just for that purpose. So we're going to go ahead and dive into the game. I'm going to show you the boot up time to the main menu of the game. I'm not going to cut anything out to shorten it or whatever. I'm going to show you the full package here. Alright, so let me get this game started. I'm going to select ESR. This will work on Swap Magic. I'm just not doing Swap Magic. I prefer ESR because I'm lazy, because I don't feel like swapping discs.
クラウドには伝えたか？
まあね。
待たせたようだな、セフィロス。
クラウド、闇を捨て去る気などないくせに。
黙れ。
過去を捨てる気などないくせに。
黙れ。
クラウド、頑張れ。
少子、私を倒しても無意味なことはお前が一番よく知っている。お前の闇が私を呼ぶ。何度倒しても同じだ。
違うわ。
ティガ、来るな。
来るわよ。あなたを助けたいんだもの。
無駄だ。こいつは闇を捨てられない。
捨てなくていい。光で包んでしまえばいいのよ。闇は残るけど、セフィロス、もうあなたには見えないわ。
試してみるか。お前が言う光とやらの力。
やめろ。
危ない。
私の光をあなたにあげるから。
お前に光は似合わない。
俺にはわからない。
やめろ。
クラウドたちは元の世界に帰ったのかな？
別の世界に行ったんだ。自分の中の闇を倒す大きな戦いのために。
行っちゃったね。
これからどうするの？
また探さなくちゃ。
当てはあるの？
大丈夫。光はとっても見つけやすいから。じゃあね。これお世話になったお礼。
俺たち何かしたっけ？誰だ？
闇の住人さ。
まさかリク？
リクは俺が倒した名前。
なんだと？
教えてくれ。お前が選ばれたわけよ。分かったよ、ソラ。
失った方が負けだ。勝負する。
集まれ終わりだ食らえやっほっせはっやっほっせ受けてみろ食らえよっはっやっせやっとどめだ食らえ受けてみろやっ集まれ
カード
せほっはっ受けてみろとどめだほっやっやっ受けて
よく見るんだ。
くらえ終わりだはっよ
く見るんだ。
受けてみろくらえはっ
よく見るんだ。
受けてみろやっ受けてみろ終わりだくらえ集まれとどめだ受けてみろ集まってやっやっくらえ終わりだ集まれ受けてやっとどめだ集まって癒やしを
勝負する。したか。楽しいゲームだ。
Yeah!